Hello and welcome to the next episode of this mess. So we've got loads and loads of bits and pieces to get through. I will take you straight over now and show you what we did last week. So we've managed to get all these little bits and pieces in and done. So I think that looks quite smart. It looks quite nice. What we are in the process of doing is making a massive display for sort of like a picnic type area. What we want to try and decide today is what colors we're going to use for this, how we're going to get people up to the top if we can, and then also how thick we're going to make the waterfall as well, because it's going to be interesting to see how we can do that from the top to bottom. But this is all going to be a massive theme park. I have even pulled the Harry Potter set out because I don't know whether we can or if it's worth using the pieces at the bottom, because this thing isn't being used whatsoever. So we've got lots and lots of bits and pieces to discuss, lots and lots of bits and pieces to go through, and then we will basically just attack it and just see how we get on with everything. So it should be good fun, should be nice and easy, hopefully. I've gone live early, shall I say, just to let all the notification and everything go out that we did last week, and then we can just basically crack on and just get going that way. So hopefully it should work this evening, fingers crossed, because it is absolutely pouring down outside, which is never ideal, but we will see what's what. So as we're going through, what I've managed to do, if I stick these on before everybody comes in, is I have just pulled out some of the coloured tiles. So I don't know if we can make some sort of path up with those. If we can make some sort of path up with them, or we do exactly what they've got on top of the actual Rivendell roof top itself, because I don't have those sort of little studs. So we've got to think of that, and we've got to go through those. Then the next thing I was thinking of was we've got to try and make this on a much larger scale. Take them off, because for a 3D effect walking up to the top, that will actually fit on with a minifigure, and I thought that looked quite nice for photos. But then we've got to try and get from the bottom to the top. Yeah, it's pouring down this way, Lego King, as well, so fingers crossed it's not going to be glitching. Hopefully it should behave itself. If everyone's just like the video, thank you very much indeed. But yeah, so we've got loads of little bits and pieces to get through. A lot of people think for the waterfall we should do 3, but what we've done now, since I've moved it, is we have only got kind of a 32 by 32 and a 16 by 32 on the front. So I don't know whether we try and pull the water up at the top and then it sort of spits down into the bottom into sort of 3 or 4 sort of skinnier things. But then doing that, also what I want to try and be able to leave space for is a 3D walkway up to the top. Now this should go straight up, so I don't know whether we can just zigzag it up in a straight line and build the bits and pieces around it. I have no idea. I've not even thought about it as such, but I do have a spare 32 by 32 down here. So if we can we bodge it so we can actually get these bits onto the bottom and then just see what happens from there. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work. I'm only going to use the pieces that I've got. But if we want to do some sort of 3D effect, I don't know if we can do it. And then we've got all the water sort of looking like it's behind it, because that way we can actually put the tiles underneath this. So if I do this for just maybe 2 of them, and then we can see exactly what's what, and then we can go from there. Because I think we need to be able to get from bottom to top. So we can just about see it. I think we need to get up to here. I think that's obviously the point. And then once this bit's been designed, we can then start coming back and further forward. But I don't know if we can make a 3D path on top of these. And then if I can, for example, step these out like so. Well, yeah. I don't even know I've got enough bricks for this. I don't know whether we would be able to angle it. So we've got these bits there, and then that minifigure, for example, would stand as they're walking up to the top. See what I mean? So I don't know if that would work, because it just wants to be a 3D effect. And then we can have all the water and all the rockery and everything behind, and then we can obviously do bits and pieces on that as well. But not too sure how we're going to be able to step it up, because it's that I have enough of to go right up. But if we go from the bottom, I don't know if it's going to work. So if I try and get the black plates on first, and then just see if we can actually line these over, and then we can go from there. Yeah, I think it needs to be zigzagged up from the bottom, and we want to give it that sort of 3D texture effect. But I just don't know if it's going to be doable, because then that way we can have the water just stuck to the base plate, and then we can give that 3D effect of all the rockery and everything coming down as well. So I think that should work quite well, because it's very similar, I guess, to what they've done with the like the art sets and stuff, isn't it? Where they've kind of done this kind of thing with it, and then we can keep all the shrubbery and everything on there. We've got all the plantation things. I've got all of the tan, got a little bit of grey, and then obviously we'll just sort out all the water after. But the path, I think really it needs to be the exact diamond shape, which means I'm going to need to get base plates in the roof colour. That's going to be the only problem. No, Smudge. Hey, bud. Can you say hello? Yeah, you. Yeah. All right. Be careful. Yeah, so well, yeah, there. So we get the other couple up. Smudge. And then we can see exactly what is going on. If we can go bottom to top, we might not have to zigzag it. We might be able just to go up across. But I don't know if it'd be, because where that base plate is, I think that's obviously where it wants to go to. That's obviously no, we can't have anything there. So I think it's just try and error, and we'll just see exactly. We'll just make it up as we go along, like we do with everything else. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've got all of the leaves from the tree house, so we can add in all of the yellows and the oranges and sort of like all the autumn leaves. There's what, 5, maybe 6 bags there. Not a problem, Killian. No problem at all, dude. Thank you for just quickly popping in and saying hello. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully it's not too chaotic your end. Yeah, I don't know. Yes. Probably should have done them upright. Bugger. Didn't want to do it that way. Probably should have gone the other way, Smudge, shouldn't I, hey? Yes, exactly. So this is the reason why everything gets smashed. You gonna jump up? There you go. You can go and cat watch and just watch this one. What we got over here? That's a lot more. That's right. That's a lot more interesting than getting that bit in, I'm sure. So you're now seeing the background. Smudge will be walking across the actual city street, so he'll come across. There he is. He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. Let me know if something goes smash. Yes, I think what I should have done with these is probably put them up and probably started in that corner, to be honest, and then link them down. I don't know if we can. I don't know which way is best. I don't know whether to step it like that, or we can go 3D and then we just go across that way. Because they need to be too deep. They can be stepped over to give that sort of effect. Obviously, then I can replace them with something else that isn't as needed or as important piece-wise. But I just don't know if it's going to step. Everybody that's liked the video, guys and girls, thank you kindly. Yeah, I'm not too sure how. It's not going to work. So I don't know how to zigzag it. Where are you there? So I don't know whether I use Harley Quinn, probably not the best example with a baseball bat, but I don't know whether we can just have them on like that, and then we've got all the rockery and the waterfall behind this one, and then the blue is a solid waterfall on the left hand side. We've got a little bit of water on the grey, because we've got all the browns and all that kind of sort of nonsense to try and use as well. I just don't know if we can get away with it, to be honest, but we will see. Yeah, absolute madhouse. It is indeed. It is indeed. But yeah, any ideas you got, guys and girls, let us know. This is just a makeshift thing to see if it'll actually work, because I don't have the correct pieces as normal. But I will be hopefully doing a trip to a Lego store at some point. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I bring you over so you can get a better look and pop you off the stand. There we go. So that was bodged as bodged can be. And then we had the figures stood. Would that work? That look like. Okay. Yeah, I think we might be able to do something like that, and then I can colour in the black bits and just have a couple of figures on there, a little water underneath, water at the bottom. But it does mean we're gonna have to have full-blown water on that side though. Oh, I haven't got a clue where they are. No idea. I don't keep those really, Mr. King. I end up just launching them. I don't know where they are. I've got other little bits and pieces, but that might work. But I just don't know how or what we should do with the water. That's the only thing. I know Killian and Saturday said about maybe 10 studs wide. I don't know whether on the grey to go from like top left to bottom right and it meets up with the water, and that's just a thicker bit. And I've got to try and do something with the texture on that one. So I'm not too sure with that, because that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 10. That is 10 studs. 10 studs wide. I guess if we put white 1x2s beside it. Mr. J Dogwell, how are we, sir? Are we good? Yeah, just to break it up. So we will make it more 3D, but the water will just be flat, and then we can have the rocks coming off. I think that might be the better way of doing it. As if I have enough white 1x2s, but I don't. Can I bodge it? You've been busy, Jay. Got any more things on order? Yeah, if I split it up, I might have enough whites. So the path, that's the other thing I want to try and get done today, is the path, so I can work out exactly how many scoops of what I need it is, basically. Otherwise, it's just impossible to figure out exactly what we need. Well, that's going to be extremely expensive for you, sir. Unlucky. I can imagine how painful that is. Do you want to share exactly how bad it is? Where are you? Smudges somewhere. Something's going to go break in a second. I don't know if we can. Ideally, you want to put some. Hello, you. Put some leaves in. What are you doing? You coming this way? Come on. Come on. Thank you. He's not going to attack the Daily Bugle. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Ouch. It's a lot of money, Joe. That is a lot of money. You've been stuffed on that one royally. So we're going to go for a 10 stud wide drop of water. And then obviously we're going to make the rest of it 3D. Those black bits are a 3D effect to get the minifigures walking at the top, and we'll have bits and pieces flat to the back. And then we can raise the black bits out with like rockery and things as well. How wide do we have this? Do we have like a secondary drop on the other side? I was going to say the cat. Smudge, where are you going? What are you doing? Yeah, you're stuck, aren't you? Come here. Come here. What? Yes. Hey. I've got a box where you need to jump. Right. There you go. Can you jump down there? All right. There you go. Well, crazy. Shouldn't be water coming out from under the bridge bit, so the width of that. Which bridge bit? Yeah, the water is coming out of that bit, Jay. We've got that's already done. That's on that side. That's already linked in, and I say connected up. It's bodged, but everybody said they wanted some more water coming off that bit as well. So if that's what we're going to do, then obviously let me know. If not, then I will move on. That is the bridge on the main set. That's the one with the bit where they do the thing in the film that we joked about. It's just in the two sections. So we've got the table and the chairs with the tree, and then you've got the bridge on the other side. I need to take these off anyway, so I will strip the tiles and then figure out what's what. If not, I won't do that, and then we can do something else instead. Yeah, that is it there. There, that's what you want. There's no water coming out of that though. It's just rough. But it can quite happily change and just come out from there if required, if that's the way that you would like it to be. But they haven't added any water on that. It's just that. So we have the water on that side and the stairs on the other side, yeah? Okay, makes sense. That makes sense. And then we can wrap it. We can then wrap it around the corner and go from there, can't we? So that won't be too much of a problem. The only thing is I need to put the. Can I just turn it around? Yes, that's pretty much where the stairs need to finish, because that's exactly where the ring is. I wonder if I can just swap them. I don't think that gives off the same effect when it's like that, does it? I don't think you're going to be able to. No, you're not going to be able to stand the figure in. Any ideas for that? Not. I'm going to have to turn them all the way around. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's easy enough. That's not a problem. That kind of how it needs to be, but they all need to be spun back the other way. So it'll go to there, and then we just got to figure out what we're going to put in that corner and that corner. I think that sort of effect would work quite well with a minifigure when it's sort of flush, because it won't be on the angle. It's either that or we try and do it something slightly different. Well, the black bits are you won't see the black. We're going to put stuff over the top of it, because that's not rockery. That's going to be like a 3D staircase, because we need to get stairs up to the top, because don't forget it's a theme park, isn't it? So we still got to try and get it people from the bottom to the top. So it can't just, we want the stuff behind it looking all like it would be from a set, but then we need to get them up to the top. So we can put like the little stairs in and then cover the black with whatever. Well, don't forget the stairs need to be, they still need to be 3D though, don't they? Because we're having the water going underneath the stairs. So that's what people wanted. If it's not, then it can be changed. But at least I can do the water. Because we're not building up. We're not building like that. We're literally just having it off the 32 by 32 base plate. So yeah, so it's just that 3D, that sort of levels, isn't it? Because what people said was just keep it flush on the back. So if I can get the water going behind the black, and then we can put rockery on the black, and it looks like they're walking through the rocks or whatever. That's fair enough. But it would just probably have a minifigure on each. Because it's knowing what pieces we need, how many pieces we want. Once we've got the basic design, then I can actually go in all of them. Otherwise, we just go round and round in circles, and we just never get anywhere. So at least if I do something like this, and then when people watch it back, at least they kind of get the gist. But it's just getting the basics in. And then once that back piece is done, we can then wrap that round. Treehouse in the other big waterfalls going to need the exact same thing. So where we've got that big waterfall in the back corner behind the gazebo, that's all going to need to be done with different rocks and all sorts of stuff. But hopefully that'll just be big enough for maybe a single 32 by 32, and then I can just order extra pieces for it. So yeah, you can get like the sticks, but it's all got to be built coming the wrong way. It's all coming out, isn't it? So it's all got to be, we're just getting further and further away from the thing. And I don't know what else you would need to be able to put the guide rails on. You would need the little, you could either use them with the spanners, and then you can put the piece in between the spanner, obviously a pole, not one of them, or there's a couple of other bits and pieces, but then that would have to go in something. So it might be like maybe 4 bricks out of the thing. Whereas if I'd maybe just got a curve and just put it on the 2 studs, it just looked like it was a curve bit rather than actually trying to build a handrail. Because I don't think you're going to see the handrail. I don't think when it's there, I don't think you'll see it. I think it needs to be bulkier, or it'll be lost, I think. We have got a good selection of bricks, obviously, to pick from. Hopefully, if I go to the store, they will have some there. But it's yeah, just seeing what's what. At least we've got the effect of the little wedges on that, so at least that gives off the effect of water as such, which is nice. But yeah, we just got to remember it's a theme park, not a Lord of the Rings display. So we're trying to just use the table as maybe a picnic area, and we've got the bit underneath. The good thing is that the display is going to be 3 32 by 32 wides, only 2 32 by 32 deep, and then the gap. Yeah, if we can, yeah. It's just thinking what we can get from it. I mean, we can go online, but until we've done this, I don't know what to get at the actual Lego store, which is really annoying. It's always the case. They'll guarantee they would have had the pieces I needed when I went there last, and they won't have them now. But it's always there, always the way. Yeah, it's just the wedges, isn't it? So that'll be the effect, and then obviously the white is just as it divides, so we know where that water finishes. And then try and maybe doing the same underneath the black bits, because we could just have pure water and then just have rockery on the black bits around where people are walking up. So that could be a thing. Because if that's going to be the fascia of that, we can then add some more rockery behind the gazebo. But because it's a waterfall into a waterfall, that drops down on that one. It'd just be nice to order some bits that we need, and then we can just crack on. But I know you like your water, Jane. I know you like your water. But I think this might be a one where people tend to watch it back. I'm amazed. What's the weather like up by you, Jay? It's pouring down this way. No, not too far away from each other, but has it hit you yet? Just hope you don't have any signal issues when you do your live later. Yes, the first thing I need to get is the Rivendell roof and the I said this at the start, can we get away with doing something like that as a path pattern with any of the colours? Or should we just not be lazy and mimic the roof exactly? And it means I need to get these base plates in that sort of tan colour. Yeah, so that's why I did say that last week about doing a rock climbing wall. So we could just have that as a rock climbing wall instead, because it could just go up in a straight line. That'd be so much easier rather than having it stepped, because I could easily just have the minifigures holding on to different bits and pieces. And it's just a way up. You've got to do a rock climbing wall to get up to the Rivendell set. I did mention of doing a rock climbing wall. I'd just rechange it and just see what it looks like. At least you've got two options, and I think a rock climbing wall will be easier. It will be a straight line, and then we can do whatever we need to do around it. Yeah, well, let's hope so, Jay. Let's hope so, because it is smashing it down currently, which is not good. Yeah, good. I had quite a good amount of people give ideas actually after the live finished last week. But what do I do with these? I got like 5 bags of those. Do we mix and match them into the treehouse, or Q&A? No, don't want that. Wrong one. Afol. There we go. Yeah, we've got the. Where are you? Because we've got the yellows and greens on that one, and then it comes round. I can pull some of the green off and have maybe a full mix and match, and also we've got the greens into the yellows. So yeah, we got a good option basically of what we can do. You see, if I don't do that, I could try and either redo the trees or have these go into the path, or I have these on the back bit. That's obviously everything that you're going to see. So I don't know if I can put the leaves and things on that bit as well. But I think maybe mix and match it up and see what's what. We shall see. Yeah, maybe a mix. I think that might be a good thing. I think. Let's see why it wouldn't be something I can try and have a go with. Do want to get this nailed though. So, they're not the easiest things to rip off on these base plates. So can you see that clearly enough, Jay? And anybody else that is in the background, does that look all right as water falling? And obviously we'll have it going into some sort of water underneath, which will probably be about that wide. So I think it gives off that sort of nice effect, I think. I've had that before. I think this base plate might be getting tired. Oh, hang on. There you go. Can you see that? We shall see. I don't know, dude. I have no idea. Maybe. I don't know if they'll show it better on a green. I don't know if they'll show it better. I'll try, but it was on a grey. So I don't know if it does show up any better. Because I did just have some random ones on there. Do you think it show better on the grey? Does it show better on the blue? What do we think? Blue on camera, that's fine. Good. All right, fair enough. Stick with the blue then. A little wrap around that corner, and then I can add in some other bits and pieces as well. So that's okay. We can go from there. You haven't got long, dude, have you? Until you've got to get your stuff together. Are you all prepped and ready to go? Yes, I could. It would look like that. And all I would need is... Wouldn't take much, dude. Wouldn't take much to do that. The thing is, where do you want it? Middle, top, bottom? Yeah, we can do that. Where would you like it? It's a good idea, so that. I mean, it's going to be an absolute pain because I can't physically get the middle of the tiles off, so I've got to rip it out from the edge. But I've got some of the screaming faces. If not, we can just put some of the minifigures sat in there, because you can get 4, maybe 5 minifigures sat in there actually. And I found the really fancy Harley Quinns, which is quite nice. So why you get a Suicide Squad Harley Quinn with the Apocalypseburg, I don't know. Slightly angled in the middle, like that. Well, some of these pieces are falling off. There's where it needs to go. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow. Cheers, Jay. Ow. Come on. Can't be that hard to get this one piece off. I've got nothing I can use. Oh, maybe this. I get this screw. Random screw on the floor. Can I use that? Yes, got it. Ah, bent my nail all the way back. Like that, so yeah. Do you want it further over? What do you think? Are you happy with that? Yeah, it doesn't need much in this area, does it? It just needs like a little something, because obviously it's just going to be a nice walk around. But I guess where that would be just there, it's kind of a blink and you miss sort of bit of an Easter egg, isn't it? So that's what you would see. I can put some figures in that. Do I have, like, do you reckon 2 fully white lines down the side of it, or shall I mix it up with another colour so it kind of looks like it's supposed to be the ride element rather than the theming element? It would be at 32 to the edge, so that's what it would basically, yes, how you guys and girls would see it. Yeah, the A-frame cabin does come with the paddles. Where are they? So hang on. So actually, in case you didn't know, the A-frame comes with 2 paddles, so we could just have the 2 minifigures in, and they could hold either side. What minifigures would you like? Anybody who would like what? So I had somebody send me a message saying, "Are you going live this evening?" Yes, I am here. What minifigure would suit? I'm tempted next week, because I'm probably going to have to wait for some pieces to come in for this, actually expand the Marvel section next week. Ooh. Yeah, because one of them could be eating a hot dog. And at least that way I keep them together. The only thing is, I've got to swap all the legs over, Jay, because they don't, they've got the little children's legs on, so I can't actually sit those down, which is a bit annoying. I don't know if you would notice that they're in there. It's a bit of a shame. I mean, I could have them stood, because it'd be like that, but you're not going to see the face. That's the only thing. He's got his hot dog, or whatever he's supposed to have, his sausage, but it's only going to be the top of his head, and you can't lean him back. So that's a shame. That would work. That'd be quite cool, but I don't think it would work. And the nice thing is, depending on where you want the boat, I can easily move him higher or lower. So yeah, those little Hobbit ones won't work. I think the torso is just a little bit too small. I do where this one's coming from. It's obviously a BAM figure. That canoe, the canoe edges are quite deep, actually. But yeah, you can get a full blown lean like that. So as they're coming down, that's what you'd get, and that's lent all the way back. But don't forget, that's got a big piece on. So I think something like that could do the trick. No problem. There you go. One of these should do the trick. Get the paddle. What have we got in here? What have we got over here? Some GB figures, some CMFs. Funky Kid. The Batman variant. There we go. Got no other reason for this figure at the moment, so why don't we use a retro Alfred J? Not the most random looking concoction. That what? Cape and all, cloth goods cape. I think that looks all right. It is soft goods. It's got a soft goods cape on. Does the trick. I think what I can do with the whether to mix it up with that white and maybe can I get away with using something like that colour? It looks stupid. Probably looks stupid. We need another colour for 1x2s. Guess it might have to be. Yeah. So there's going to be a pile of water coming off the other waterfall. That'll be a little so big, and then that could just be like there'd be a little bit of a ride in the background, and then in the foreground be the walk around with the park and the spring lantern set and things like that. So that should do the trick. I've just got some darker 1x2 greys. Does that stand out a little bit more rather than a solid white? Obviously it's supposed to be like that's going to be our ride. I think so you can see everybody that's liked the video so far, guys. Well, I say video, the stream. Thank you very much indeed. And any ideas anybody has, let me know. Don't be too shy. Send me a DM. But pieces to order. Yeah, pieces to order is going to be mimicking the Rivendell top. So I'm going to need some big base plates of that sort of sandy colour. Look at that. I had exactly enough. So that's that. So if it gives off that line, all right, as long as we can see it. So we've got Alfred and a strawberry cake. I'll put the rest of the water pieces in and on, which would be nice. And then yeah, we can have them just going into whatever, and then I can start on the rock climbing bit. And then once the rock climbing bit's done, because that'll be done in 3D, we can then figure out everything else around it and it'll be done. Yeah. Yeah, the water ride, yeah, that's just a good bonus from you. That's just a good thinking, because I wasn't thinking of adding in a like a water ride. I was just going to use all the water as theming, and then this was just going to be a park. But it makes sense having the water going around that bit, so it's sort of like a sat down thing. If I had any more of these canoes, I can order any more. I could just have them sort of going around the treehouse, and it's more of a animatronic-y type ride, or a log flume. It's just you create a log flume completely by mistake. Splendid. I'm talking about mistake. Big base plate with a load of water tiles on. Where have I put it? Oh, I'll use that one. will use that one. Yeah, because you've got all the orange wedges as well, but that'll have to be used for something else, which is a shame. I think they look quite smart. Yeah, I think so. I think that, well, they should. What the second they let me start again. The second the set comes out with a different element, you should be able to buy that element on the Lego website. So if I can get 2 more and have them coming off that, so you'd have one behind the red tree, one in between behind the red tree and the tree house, and then maybe one going under the trees by the A-frame, and then it just finishes there. It doesn't need a start finish sort of queue line, does it? But it'd be, I just hope I can get all of those little squares all right, because I want to do that, the rest of the area is a walkway, and then I'm going to need some things for the minifigures to stand on. So it'd be nice. That'd be a nice area. That. That's a lot of pieces on the floor. A little water ridey type thing. We've designed an extra ride, Jay, completely by fluke. Good thinking, sir. Very good thinking. We know the rules. Once it's in, it can't go away. I don't take it apart. When he's in, that is it, and it is done. I think that is finished. That much. Might need to go a little bit. Yeah. So let me show you. Oh, happy days, Jay. That's right. Working. Because I'm going to need to order some bits and pieces, obviously, for everything else. So it'll help make up the order. But that is what that looks like for the canoe side. Because the two studs on this side there, we can have the next bit coming off like that. So it'll wrap around, but that needs to be like a 16 by 16 plate, and then we can go from there. But it's now coming over this way, so I'm assuming we want like a rock climbing wall smack in the middle, and then just some rockery effect and some more water dropping down on that. I think. So, and then, because I think that looks really nice. I think it looks nice anyway. And then you've got the Jurassic Park gates just behind. Running down into the water, the black and grey edging on the table would look good. What do you? So obviously it's going to go in, Jay, and say, for example, if I bodge it, it's going to go that way. Do you reckon keep the surrounding all the way around, and then it goes through? But yeah, just need to figure out how many studs away from the waterfall the rock climbing bit needs to be. Maybe it just goes, because it can't go smack in the middle. It kind of needs to go in line with the table, doesn't it? And I mean the table up top. So if I use this, so you can see that's where the first chair is. So if I did it, say there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's 7 studs over, or 8 studs over. If I did the rock climbing wall here, and then we had more water and rockery on that side, and then maybe a chunky, some other bit of water on that side. Oh yeah. So we'll have the white and the grey, basically going all the way around that bit, and then the roof of the Rivendell. So hopefully these pieces are nice and cheap. I want to mimic the roof for the whole walkway around this area. So it's going to be, we'll have it walking this way and have all the water further back. So it'll be a good mix, because the this bit here, the spring lantern bit, that's also where people can sit down as well and have a bite to eat. So that'd be good. But yeah, the actual track, yeah, I think that would look really nice. Just thinking how wide, because it doesn't need to be massively wide, because that's 10 studs wide for the main drop. To be fair, how many studs does that take up? So it's 1, 2, 3, be 7. Probably about 7 studs wide for the track. That way they could do with their bits will fit. So we'll just shrink it down. So we just need to leave 6. It has to be equal numbers, doesn't it? 6 to 8 studs, because that's 12 studs wide. That. So yeah, that looks quite smart, wasn't it, Jay? But no, it's just ideas like this. It's just everybody puts their own input in. I think that's going to look really nice with the water effect going all the way around. That's it. Work's done for the week, sir. I will carry on with this rock climbing wall, and I'll be gone in 35 minutes. So I'll be done by 8. So, and then we can carry on from there. So enjoy your prep, dudes. Thank you very much indeed. Right, so rock climbing-esque wall. Big of these leaves. Okay. I can make that work. We can make that work. Ideal. So we need to get out of the way. Get you guys and girls back over there. Bow in that table, so you guys are really wobbly there. Right, I need to create this 3D rock climbing effect, and then I'm going to put some of the 2-tone leaves going down the side. Add more water in, and then we'll see what's what. So we'll see where we're at with that, because I think should be, he says, easy enough to do. But Jay's work is done. So we are 8 steps away. What's that? One, 2, 3, 4. Yes, should work. Should. He says. I just hope it gives the effect off on camera what I can actually see. If not, we're going to be a bit stuffed. If I zigzag it as well, so you can actually see the separate pieces, and we can see exactly what is what. If anybody's got any ideas about anything whatsoever, don't be afraid to share them, because this has all come about just this evening off the whim. So, some good. But in case you are watching this back and you are wondering what is going on, Log Flume has been developed completely by fluke. Because obviously it makes sense coming from that bit down. I have a 6 to 8 stud wide canoe bit. I'll order some more canoes. So that'll be all right. And then mimic the Rivendell roof as the pathway round our picnic area. Spot on and sorted. as I am currently bodging this. And then we can go from there. Where are we? 4. Right, so zigzag rock climbing wall as a start off would look like that against the log flume, so we can fill in the gaps on the grey and the blue of water, and then that leaves us a good bit on that left hand side for, I guess, a little rockery and everything like that. Or I step and stagger it a little bit more. Yeah, probably. Probably. Far over I should go. Yeah, okay. Maybe like that. Maybe. How can I? Who's got any ideas of how to give the effect of actually somebody climbing up the rock face? That would be really handy, because I'm going to need some. I've got here all sorts of stuff to have a play with. We need a load of these studs. The figure to hold on to, aren't I? I've actually got a few pieces ready for adding in some texture to the rock cliff, but don't think we need as much now. If we can. Can we? How can we do that? Can we do that? I'm not too sure. I'm going to be stuck on that until I find the pieces I need. But I think, rather than wasting time, what I'll be able to do is add in some more detail to our new drop. Just think we look quite smart. So let's do that instead, and then we can see what we end up with, I think. Can't really use purples and pinks for that, can I? I'm going to need to use greens, oranges, and yellows. So I'm going to have to open up these and see. That's going to cover. So that's going to cover enough, but fingers crossed it should. Can I go nuts with these? Anybody any good at putting leaves together? So if I can, I wonder if I can spider's web this off. What do you think that look like? stupid, or can we mess around this bag and see what we can do? They're an odd shape. They don't like fit on the base plate very well. Because I don't have the pieces that they've got to connect them together with, which is slightly annoying, but we will make the most of it. Use a darker one on there. So something like that for a leaf effect coming off the side. Oh, does that look like on the camera? No, it doesn't actually help that I'm wearing orange, does it? That might work. I'm going to take that away. No idea what I'm doing. No idea. Do you reckon it works, King? I don't know how far to take them over. Rivendell Rapids. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Rivendell Rapids. I guess what I'm going to need to do at the bottom is get some clear wedges as well as darker ones, so it looks like it's got that ripply effect at the bottom. I'm just going to see how far I should take those over, and then maybe if I can put water behind it. But I don't know if I've gone too far over with that for the rock climbing wall. That's the only thing. Maybe. I wonder. Kind of hoping it might be a way that I can bodge the two base plates together, if they will go together. I'm not 100% sold on this idea, to be honest, but I've got Rivendell Rapids, Rivendell Falls. Get your answers in, whatever you think. Whatever the name of the ride. So make use of these. Make use of these leaves. Oh, that might be an easy way. Why don't I just do that? Be an easier way of doing it. I angle them. I can actually place these at an angle where I can stick them things together, and then I'll layer them. Nice. Ingenious. I think that looks all right. Just not how I can get them together. Needs to go up rather than out. Falls. I think that's going to work, to be honest, which is a bit of a shame. No, it's not. It's going to rip it back apart again. Back to the drawing board on that one. Got any ideas at all? Share away. That'll be the easiest thing, wouldn't it? Why don't I just do that? Moron. I've got these little riser bits, haven't I? Where are they in there? Got all of these pieces, so all I need to do is probably just stick them between the base plates, then stick the leaves on top. Gives us the layers for the leaf, the levels and layers for the leaves, and it keeps these two pieces together. But again, these are a right pain to get off. Rivendell Rapids. That's a bit easier. Thank you very much. We got. All right, so that's now together. So that'll do the trick, because I'll use those to bodge it in, and then I can then add the leaves on. Hopefully, we can then just go to town with it. Hopefully. He says. It's still raining up by you, King. We have a London weather update. Really difficult. They're literally off by like half a stud with what I'm trying to do, which is not exactly ideal. So I'm being a bit of a melon with this, but I think we're just gonna have to make it work where we can, I think. Right, there we go. What I do now is a little bit of a bodge. Can I think it's going to fall off again. I need to move the base plate as well. Is that thing? Can you see that? Kind of. You stick out this, does it? For sure. So we can have a rock climbing wall now next to that. I'm not too sure if that's going to work. We're an hour and 14 minutes, and I put hardly anything down. Standard. I did not want to do that. I don't know. It makes more. Just don't know which way to do it. Did not have a plan for this, I'm not gonna lie. Give it time. 5 minutes and I'm off. Just get the basic layout of this in. I will go. Do that. That's the better way of doing it. So they'll go that way. It's only 4 plates rather than 5, which makes sense. And then I reckon I can add in, yes, more trees. Right, done. That'll do. Bodged. That is a start of things to come. That'll do. What does that look like on the camera? I'll get you off. We can have a look. Yeah, I think that'll work. That'll do. Right, that's it. I'm done. Guys, thank you very much. I will listen to all your feedback and then we can try and get some bits and pieces done at a later date. But at least we've got a good start point off from next time. So next week we will try and get some of the rock face in. Also, I have a load of people hopefully drop me a message with regards to what we can do on the bit on the left-hand side, so that kind of makes sense. And then we can just basically attack it and go from there. And if we want to change the minifigures for that, then obviously let us know. I will try and get some bits and pieces ordered. And also we need to figure out exactly what we're going to do with that roof. But done and done, because I am just talking to myself. So I will skedaddle and I'll catch up with you next week. Take it easy, everybody. Ta-da.